Good Saturday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Ashley Ruiz taking a deeper dive into the forecast. It is February 21st, and if you are watching this was recorded Saturday morning. Since we don't have weekend morning newscast due to the Olympics, I'm going to take a even deeper dive than we usually do, just so you know what's coming up this weekend and into next week. So let's get started. I have a lot to talk about this weekend and into next week. Our snow levels are starting to come up, but some of you this morning may be seeing some snow. I'll show you in just a minute, but you see that big spin, counterclockwise spin over the open Pacific. This is a strengthening low, and that's going to send waves of rain, mountain snow, and some gusty winds to our area. However, the strongest winds are going to be well to the south of us. This is going to be over Oregon and then into California, but we're still going to get some gusty winds. So let me break it down for you. Today, we'll get a couple of waves of showers, gusty winds, but especially for our foothills and then the coast as well, because we're going to have easterly winds, so those Cascadia Gap winds. So that's where we're expecting the strongest gust for the Cascade foothills and valleys. We'll have a rain and maybe a mix for some of those lower elevations, so think the Cascade foothills, with increasing snow levels as the day goes on. Overnight and into Sunday, we'll get some more rain at times, but likely some sun breaks Sunday afternoon. But snow levels are coming up even more to about 3,000 to 3,500 feet. So most of the snow chances will be at our passes and then the higher elevations as well. But we all have the potential to get some gusty winds tomorrow. As for next week, once again, waves of rain, mountain snow, and our snow levels are going to be pretty variable. To start the week, about 4,000 feet, and then they will begin to drop as we head into the middle half of the week. And again, I will break this all down for you in more detail. I wanted to show you how our rain coverage is looking for the next 5 days. Today, we'll just have numerous to widespread showers, some breaks in the mix, especially later in the day. Sunday, again, we'll have more rain at times. Monday, starting off with some rain, tapering off as the day goes on. And some models are diverging when it comes to Tuesday and Wednesday. Initially, Tuesday was looking to be a little more on the wet side, but models have backed off, especially the European models, significantly. I'm not totally buying it just yet, so we're keeping rain in the forecast Tuesday and into Wednesday. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast, and just so you can get your bearings, because our temperatures are going to go up, going to go down as well. Into the 40s today, most spots are going to be in the lower and potentially mid 40s, but we'll have a warmer front moving in on Sunday. That's going to cause our snow levels to go up, but our temperatures will go up as well. Then you see rain to showers on Monday, showery and breezy at times, especially by the middle half of the week. And our mornings will get a little cooler, as well as our daytime highs, but nothing significant. This weekend, yes, we still have the potential for some low snow. However, best chance for that will be mainly above 1,500 feet. But this morning, where we have some colder air just trapped at the moment, Hood Canal, the western Kitsap Peninsula, and portions of the southwest interior dealing with some snow, if not a mix of snow, sleet, and maybe some cold rain as well. Mountain snow going to be around at times through the weekend, so through Sunday night. Snow totals look to be about 3 to 6 for our passes, but the highest totals will be above that. And don't worry, we're looking at rounds of potentially some heavy snow into next week. As for the rain, again, we'll have some cool rain at times, waves of rain, lowlands through the weekend, anywhere between about 1/10 of an inch, especially for the rain shadow, so northeastern Olympic Peninsula, some of the islands as well, but all the way up to about 3/4 of an inch. The coast will get the most of the rain, which is pretty typical for this time of year. In terms of wind, today 40+ mile per hour gusts for the Cascade foothills and the coast, but we all turn pretty breezy on Sunday, but the strongest winds will be for our north interior, the islands, the Whidbey Island, the San Juans, and the coast. In fact, there is a wind advisory in place. This was issued by the National Weather Service this morning for the Cascade foothills from Snohomish County down to Pierce County. This is where we could have some of those gap winds, east to southeasterly winds between 20 and 30 miles per hour with potential gust up to 45 miles per hour. This is through tomorrow morning. Then we get closer to the coast where we could have some of the strongest wind gusts up to about 50 miles per hour. And again, that would be for the north to the central coast. And so we'll be monitoring that very carefully. I wanted to show you on the Futurecast just to show you an idea of what we could be dealing with these gap winds. So along Highway 2, through I-90 and then just the surrounding Cascade foothills and the valleys. Here's later today. Potential for wind gust over 40 miles per hour, looking at you, Enumclaw, maybe North Bend, Sammamish as well. And then we get into overnight. You see how winds are still pretty elevated, where you see the pinks, the fuchsia color. That's indicating the potential for wind gusts over 40 miles per hour. And you see through the strait, through the Cascade foothills and valleys, and then offshore winds for the coastal zones. Then we get into Sunday morning, and most of the winds will start to subside as we start to get that wind shift more out of the southeast and then the south. But throughout the day, all of us have the potential to get some wind gusts over 20 miles per hour, but by then, our strongest winds will be for our typical spots, so the north interior and then the coast. But most of the wind gusts will die down by tomorrow, and then Monday especially. Let's talk about the radar, and I'll time out the rain for you. Here's a loop over the last 3 hours, and you see it stops at 10:30. This is when this recording, when I recorded this, but you see how we get the green and then we have some of the white and the purple. That's indicating that rain and snow mix. And zooming into the Kitsap Peninsula and Hood Canal, you can see where we have that rain and snow line. And it's especially along 101 and Hood Canal. And typically, if you especially live in the western Kitsap Peninsula and then the Olympic Peninsula, you know that typically you will get some more snow because of that little microclimate that we have. Then you get closer to Aberdeen, perhaps some snow falling there as well, and then to the south of Humtulips and then away from the coast along 12. If you are seeing snow or you've had snow overnight, go ahead and let us know. You are our eyes out there, and we would love to see your photos, and especially you can snap a photo and send it to us, and you may even see it on air. If you want to send it directly to me, you can go ahead and email me at aruez@king5.com, or you can send it into the King 5 line as well, our text line, and then on social media as well. I also wanted to show you some cameras from around Western Washington, and you see we have snow up in the mountains, up at Paradise, up at Hurricane Ridge as well, and then Granite Falls. You just see it's pretty dreary. The coast also pretty gusty. And then from our King 5 roof cam, we have some rain pushing over the area. Over the next couple of hours, here's for the Seattle and Puget Sound region, showing most of the rain falling during the day today, and then temperatures really holding steady in the 40s. Some of us could warm up into the mid 40s, but most of us will be in the low and mid 40s, some closer to the coast, maybe in the upper 40s, but you see Hood Canal, Shelton, you may only be stuck around 40 degrees today. Then we get into the overnight hours, and early tomorrow morning, temperatures in the mid and upper 30s for the South Sound, and the rest of us generally in the upper 30s and lower 40s. Tomorrow, on Sunday, we'll have rain around at times, likely some sun breaks in the mix, and winds will be pretty variable out of the south and the southeast, even the east at times, around 10 to 20 miles per hour. But our temperatures are going up as well, thanks to that warm front that's going to spread over the area, causing our snow levels to go up. If you are headed to the home opener, our Sounders taking on Colorado tomorrow, you will want to take the rain gear because we'll likely have some showers around at times, maybe even blustery, with the start of the game at 6:15 Sunday evening. Something to look forward to. It's officially that season. Our Mariners had a spring training, and so looking forward to the spring months as well. Here's a look at the Futurecast. Let's time it out for you. So you see into the afternoon, most of the widespread rain is over the Kitsap Peninsula and where we have that mix as well. And I can actually point it out for you just so you can kind of see where we have that rain and snow mix right along Hood Canal 101 and the western Kitsap Peninsula, potentially into the afternoon as well, likely favoring the higher elevations. But then we get into the afternoon, later in the afternoon. I'll clear this out for you just so you can get a better feel of what we're dealing with. Into the evening, most of the rain looks to be west of Puget Sound. And so some of us may have a dry evening, still a little blustery, but then we'll get some passing showers in the lowlands overnight. And then into Sunday morning, we'll have snow up in the mountains, and then most of the rain is still to the west of us, but it will spread over the area at times. That's why I'm saying waves of rain. It's not going to be steady all day long, but then we get into the afternoon as well. We have sun breaks and just passing showers, and some could be a little heavy at times, especially Sunday night and into Monday. But then you see Monday morning, this is overnight and for your commute, likely going to have some rain around. Up in the mountains, we'll still have some snow falling. And then as the day goes on, as of now, we're expecting rain to taper off to showers and likely a good bit of you seeing some sun as we wrap up the day. And this is when I was kind of talking about how Tuesday models are kind of all over the place, or at least diverging a little bit from run to run. But as we're getting closer, we'll have a better feel of the higher resolution modeling. So right now it stops right Tuesday morning, but when we get to the afternoon, the evening with some of the new model runs, and Leah will bring the latest to you for on air and then on King 5 Plus as well, and she'll have a better feel of how Tuesday's looking. Either way, it's looking to be a little milder with our snow levels still a little on the high side, still about pass level, however. But until then, we're going to have some of the snow levels coming up and down. So by Monday, about 4,000 feet. By the middle half of the week, dropping down below pass level, but then really starting to hold steady until we get to Friday. And some of you could have a little rain and snow mix by Friday, but for now, it looks as though a lot of our moisture will be over by then. Through Monday night, and this, by the way, is a higher resolution model, but it goes till Monday night. As a whole, rain totals anywhere between 1/2 inch to about 1.5 inches, maybe higher than that for Puget Sound, but the coast will get the brunt of it, maybe 1 to 3 inches of rain. In terms of mountain snow through Monday morning, check this out, potentially, and this is not a guarantee, we'll have to see where some of that heavy snow sets up, which could be Sunday night and into Monday morning, especially since that's when we'll have the coldest temperatures by then. So instead of during the day, it would be overnight. Potentially about 1/2 foot, maybe up to 1 foot at some of the higher passes. And as always, Mount Baker may get more than that, but it does not stop there. So looking better in terms of better chance for several feet of snow by the end of next week. Then we're taking you through, this is the European model, so again, lower resolution modeling since it is so far in advance, but we'll get a better feel as we get closer. And so be sure to check in with Leah then. But here's a look at Wednesday afternoon. You see some rain shadowing going on, but light to moderate rain, and it just continues for into Thursday. The snow levels will start to come down again, but then you see into Friday, even though snow levels are expected to come down to about 2,000 feet, you see there's not a lot of moisture in place. So maybe a few snow showers in the foothills and maybe Hood Canal again. But for now, it's not looking to be any anything impactful. Now, some of these high rain totals could be on the impactful side, because the good news is we'll get it over the span of the next 5 days or so. So it's not going to be all at once, but we are looking at rounds of rain that could be heavy at times. So through Friday, showing the potential for about an inch for the islands, maybe for Puget Sound, about 1 to 2.5 inches of rain. Again, this is through next Friday, and then the coast maybe 2 to 4 inches with the highest over the Olympic Peninsula and then the southwest interior as well. Now, the snow levels could fluctuate a little bit too close to Stevens Pass, so we may get some rain falling up there, maybe some minor snow melt as well, and so there may be some river rises, but we're not expecting any major river flooding or anything like that. Now, the Skokomish could come up a little more, but that's one of our typical rivers that could be a little on the problem side, I guess you could say. Through next Friday, and again, don't take this as a definite forecast. This is just model guidance, but showing the potential, especially as heavy rain begins to set up and heavy snow could set up in the Cascades, potentially about 2 to maybe 4 feet of snow. The higher elevations, the higher ski resorts, of course, will have the greatest chance, especially Mount Baker, which is typical, as we well know, but it's looking more promising. That will work on our snowpack. So look out for changes into next week, but confidence is growing that we'll get some good snow into next week. Again, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Again, rain at times, blustery today. Don't forget that wind advisory for the Cascade foothills, valleys, as well as the coast today and tonight through early tomorrow. Maybe some spotty power outages, but we're not expecting any widespread issues. A little blustery at times on Sunday, rain at times, sun breaks. And so you see it's pretty much daily where we're going to have the chance for rain, but we'll have plenty of breaks in the mix as well. Beyond the 7-day forecast, I wanted to show you how the temperature trend is looking. For now, it looks as though maybe trending above normal, a little above normal as we kick off March. So you see between March 1st and March 4th, that's when our temperatures will start to come above normal. By then, our average high is about 52. I wanted to show you what our averages are when we say above normal or above average. This is for Seattle. So to start the month, our average high is about 52 degrees, the low about 38, but by the end of the month, it's about 56. And March tends to be one of our rainy months. Snow, not so much, but we know in Seattle we've had some snowfall in April, but a lot of you saw likely the end of or the little taste of some winter with some snow over the past week or so, but it's not looking like the trends are going to be in our favor. And by the way, we gain over an hour and 43 minutes of daylight, and we spring forward in March as well. And so we'll have our first 7 o'clock sunset. That is, I believe, March 8th when we spring forward. All right, getting back into this. This is beyond the 7 days, so the first week of March. The Climate Prediction Center is saying that beyond that, so beyond the 7-day, the first couple of days in March, near normal in terms of our precipitation, especially for Puget Sound southward, maybe Central Sound. So on either side of normal or average for the first couple of days or the first week of March. In terms of temperatures, trending above normal, and I showed you that. So that may lead to higher snow levels as well, but there's still plenty of time to go to work on our snowpack. And once again, don't forget you can always find the latest on King 5 Plus, king5.com, as well as our free King 5 app, so you can take your phone on the go, so you can check the radar if you are going to be out and about, and you can check back in with meteorologist Leah Pizzetti as she gets you ready for the second half of our weekend, and then heading into next week. I'll be back tomorrow morning to kick things off for your work week and talk about that incoming rain for your Sunday as well as for the work week ahead. I hope you enjoy your Saturday. Don't forget the rain jackets, and we'll talk soon.